doctors.
Travis! I just felt the baby moving for the first time. Travis! Earth to Travis.
What's up?
Baby. She's kicking.
Wow. That's great.
Are you still going to work?
No, I still feel really sick. Man, my hands are itching like crazy. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Well, if you're staying at home, why don't you make yourself useful and order some things for the nursery. Here.
Babes, I'm on call this morning and I've got a ton of emails to deal with.
Make your mind up. Either you're sick or you're not.
I wish it was that simple. Look, if I don't clear this backlog, it'll be worse once I get back to the office.
Well, I'm going to the doctor's later. Do you want me to make an appointment for you?
Come on, I'm fine, really.
Okay, do what you can, Mr. Workaholic. Get the money rolling in. Love you.
I love you too. But don't worry, Leia. I'll get better soon.
Come in.
Morning.
Oh, hi.
How are you settling in? Heard you had a difficult day yesterday.
Yes, well, hopefully I'll have time to talk to a few more patients today, get to know them a little better. Oh, while you're here, I found this behind the filing cabinet. I think it must have slipped down there. I thought it might be important. I think it belonged to Dr. Maguire.
All right. Throw it away.
You sure?
Absolutely sure. Well, everything looks fine, Mrs. Chambers. Your heart rate and blood pressure are perfectly normal.
Great.
And this is wonderful, isn't it? The first time that you see them.
It's fantastic. I can't wait. I got really excited this morning when I felt a kick.
Oh, I remember the first time that Bracken kicked. It was about 9 o'clock at night. Ronnie and I were sat there watching a really boring game of football. I think she was trying to get us to change the channel. What about your other half? Is he looking forward to the big day?
My husband, of course. He's really excited too. Travis is going to be a wonderful dad. He can't wait to. Oh.
Oh, Mrs. Chambers, what's wrong?
I'm sorry I couldn't stay.
You were lost? You missed a good night, though.
Yeah, so I gather. Still, another time, eh?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And thanks, your 20 quid came in really useful.
Well, then, I was there in spirit, wasn't I?
Between you and me, Joe, I'm really glad that you replaced Mac.
Oh?
Oh, well, from what I hear, he was a real pain. Drove everyone crazy with his mood swings, and then there was that business of him cheating on Julia. Sounds like a total nightmare.
Well, thanks, Michelle. It's very kind of you.
Oh, any time.
Dr. Fenton, Mrs. Halligan's still waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
Well, she's been waiting for ages.
Yeah, I'll be there in a sec, but thanks for letting me know.
Travis has been off work for the past 2 weeks. One day he's hot and cold, and the next he's got a rash and a stomachache. He's so stressed out and exhausted. Sometimes I think it's all in his mind. But then maybe he is really ill. I don't know.
Well, has he been in for a checkup?
I begged him to come, but he won't. Travis is an IT manager at a bank. He's on call 24 hours a day. He doesn't have time for anything else. Every time I try and talk about it, he bites my head off. It's awful. We never used to argue. But now that's all we seem to do. We've got so much to do before the baby arrives. And I don't think I can do it on my own. I don't know what to do. I don't know who to talk to.
Well, we all get a bit overwhelmed as the birth gets nearer, but you'll get through it.
I don't think I can. I used to dream about being a mum, about how much fun it would be to have a kid. But now it's actually happening. Part of me's dreading it. You read about it in the books, how babies bring couples closer together. But this baby's pushing Travis and me apart. We don't talk. We don't look at each other anymore. He's not interested in me or the baby. I don't think he loves me anymore. He just doesn't care.
I'm sure that's not the case. It just sounds like he's working too hard.
Travis wants to make sure we're taken care of, and that's great. But the combination of his job and this baby are ruining our marriage. I don't know what to do.
Well, if he won't come here, then I'll pop by and visit him at lunchtime.
Would you? Thanks. What a morning. Everywhere was really packed. Oh, I bumped into Jan Turner in the supermarket, and she said we can have her daughter's hand-me-downs. She's 2, so we can get the first year stuff straight away. Travis, what is going on?
Sorry about the mess. You know, I've been on the phone half the morning. Big systems meltdown at work.
You did order the cot and the pushchair.
No time, you know what it's like. And now I'm totally wiped out.
I asked you to do one thing, and that's too much trouble.
Come on, that's not fair.
Don't bother, I'll do it myself.
What's the rush?
Travis, you do want the best for this baby, don't you?
You know I did.
Then we've got to order now. These things take ages to get delivered.
Wasn't your sister going to give us her baby buggy and cot?
Yeah, she offered.
Don't you think we should wait then?
Wait for what? I'm giving birth in 4 months' time.
Babies grow so fast, though. They change all the time, like computers. It's crazy to buy loads of stuff in advance.
You're impossible.
I'm sorry. Look, I want to do more, but work on my back all the time.
You do want this baby, don't you?
Of course I do.
It's just that sometimes I feel work's more important to you.
Don't be daft.
You know how important this is to me, don't you?
I do.
Good. Surprise.
Baby Bliss. A weekend residential course for new parents at the Millwood Country House Hotel and Spa. Wow.
I made your reservations already. And it'd be really good fun, and you need a break from work.
Looks wonderful.
Good. I knew you would love it.
I'll have to check it doesn't clash with anything at work.
It's a weekend course, silly. Look, I know how important your job is, sweetheart, but sometimes you need to take a break from work. And it's great that you want to take care of me and the baby. You've got to take some time off before the baby's born.
Yeah, you're right. Sounds great.
Do you mean it?
Honestly, let's spend our last few months of freedom together, then, eh?
Exactly. Now, don't be mad with me. I've asked the doctor to come over.
Julia,
Yes.
I just wanted to apologise for what happened earlier with the notebook.
Oh, you weren't to know. It's just, well, Mac's departure isn't something I really like to be reminded about.
I'm sure, but you're okay.
Oh, yes, fine, thanks. But now that it has come up, I'm glad because, well, you're bound to find out about it sooner or later, and I would rather you heard it from me than on the office grapevine.
Can I?
Yes, please do, yes. Well, basically, the story is that, Mac left me once before when we were married the first time, and this time round he kept assuring me that it wouldn't happen again, and he changed, and I was gullible enough to believe him. Anyway, he was supposed to be going off on this week's conference, and I thought that I would surprise him, but actually it was me that got the surprise because I discovered that he was having a romantic break with his second wife, Kate. Really, I suppose I was more angry with myself than I was with him. Perhaps I just, perhaps I should have seen it coming. I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry about earlier. I think you just caught me off guard.
My mistake.
I haven't talked about it for quite a while, actually. But now that I have, you know, I realise that, I am over the worst. And, that's a good thing, isn't it? And I'm starting a new chapter of my life, which does not include Mac. Thank goodness.
Well, that's good. It's hard being the one left behind. My experiences with Annie were a little bit different. There was no big bust-up. We just drifted apart.
Oh, yes, but that can be painful in its own way.
I still don't quite know what happened. We tried to stay together for Emily's sake, but it just made things worse. And so Annie's now off doing her own thing in Boston, and Emily's stuck with me.
How's she settling in?
Well, good, I think. A few grumbles, you know, like any teenager, but otherwise she's fine.
Does she get to talk to her mum much?
Well, now and then, you know, when they need to. Time difference doesn't help. Which reminds me, I must get back to the coalface.
And, listen, thanks for dropping by, Joe.
You're welcome.
Oh, and if you ever need any advice on difficult teenagers, come to me. I've had a few nightmare moments with my daughter, Samantha, believe you me. I know what it's like.
Thanks. I will.
Okay.
Hi, Lila. Is it a good time?
Yeah, sure. He knows you're coming.
Oh, good.
I think he's okay about it. Come in. Would you like a cup of tea, Dr. Woodson?
Oh, yes, please. White, no sugar, thanks.
Be back in a sec.
Hi, Travis. I'm Dr. Woodson.
Hello.
Lila's doing well.
Glad to hear it.
And how about you? You looking forward to the birth?
Can't wait.
Lila mentioned this morning that you've had a couple of weeks off work.
That's nice of her.
How are you feeling?
I'm fine, honestly.
Don't waste the doctor's time, Travis. I got her to come here especially. So tell her the truth.
You don't look too good. Do you want to tell me what's been happening?
Nothing's going on. I'm fine.
Lila's 5 months pregnant. She needs all the love and the support that you can give her, and the tension of this isn't doing her any good. You know, she's worried about you. Why don't you tell me what's going on?
It's so silly, it's hardly worth mentioning.
Well, that's not what Lila thinks.
Well, it's what I think. Look, I'm sorry to waste your time, Doctor.
You're not wasting my time, Travis. I'm here. You may as well tell me what's troubling you, no matter how trivial.
It's also random.
What is?
The symptoms, what's wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
First my stomach hurts, then it's my back. I can't stop itching. And now my hands all red and swollen.
And when did this start?
About a month ago.
Really?
Oh, it's 2:10. I'm starving. We should be closed by now.
Which patients are those?
Oh, Dr. Fenton's. I've spoken to him 3 times this morning about keeping on schedule, but he doesn't seem to get it.
Just follow the prescription, Mrs. Sellers, and we'll have you back on the bowling green in no time, okay?
Well, I don't believe it. He's got a smile out of that old dragon.
Right, who's next?
Mr. Zenovich.
Mr. Zanovich. Oh, that's an interesting thing. You must have some Slavic blood in you somewhere.
Well, the patients love him.
Yeah, the honeymoon will soon wear off. You wait and see.
What do you think?
I've written Travis a sick note. He's agreed to come into the surgery for some blood tests and a proper examination.
So it's serious.
No, I'm not sure. Best not jump to conclusions.
Oh, I really appreciate your help, Dr. Woodson. I don't think I can take much more of this.
Well, I'm happy to help. Your husband does seem to have a lot on his mind, though.
I gave up work last month. Maybe that's it. Travis is supporting the both of us now, and the baby.
Right. Well, we best get him back on his feet then. Look, I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of this.
Oh.
It's too late now, you know.
What?
Change your mind.
I don't mind being busy. What I do mind is a plumber who calls you 4 times to find out where your house is, and a daughter who complains that she can't get any hot water for a midday shower.
Well, maybe work's not so bad.
Yeah, patient's pretty straightforward by comparison.
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah, it's the navy blue buggy with the silver trim. Yeah. I'll call you back in a while. Thanks. What is wrong with you? I thought we'd agreed on this.
I didn't agree to this. We're using your sister's buggy.
Well, maybe I want a new one, Travis.
Second time today you've gone behind my back. First you can't get a doctor here to spy on me. Now you're spending my money without my permission.
I thought it was our money. We're in this together. What is wrong with you?
I've had enough surprises for one day.
Oh.
So, muscle tenderness, lower back pain, violent stomach spasms.
And a dozen other things as well.
Do you think he's faking?
It doesn't really seem the type.
You could have an ulcer in there. All that stress at work.
Maybe. What about the itching?
Diabetes?
It doesn't really explain the bright red rash across the palms, though, does it?
No, you're right.
What about depression?
It's possible. Depression manifests itself in all sorts of odd ways.
Yeah, and his wife did say he'd been very moody recently.
How many months pregnant did you say she was?
5, give or take a few days. Why?
Take me through those details again.
What's wrong with you, Travis? You're always on edge and I can't do anything right.
Give it a rest.
You're miserable and you're not interested in me or the baby anymore.
You know that's not true.
Don't lie to me. You don't care about us. Why don't we just split up and save ourselves the time and effort?
Like, please.
And what was all that stuff about with the credit card? What are you up to?
Card's been frozen. I forgot to pay it last month.
That's it. Why didn't you say something?
Because you've got enough on your plate. I didn't want to stress you out.
You're having an affair.
What? No.
You're going to leave me, aren't you?
Like, stop.
That's what this is all about, isn't it?
It's ridiculous. I'm not having an affair. I love you, Lila. You and our baby.
Tell me the truth. I'm sick of all your lies.
Got to be more careful with our spending, Lila.
No, not that old speech. We've got to be more careful with our spending. We're a one-income family.
Look, I'm serious. We can't keep on living like we're single people with endless pots of money. We've got responsibilities now.
I know. We'll live on bread and cheese and buy our clothes from the charity shops.
Be serious. You know we've got to put money aside for emergencies. Rainy days.
But you've still got a great job. We'll manage.
Yeah, you're right. Except there is no job.
A sympathetic pregnancy. The only time I've seen one of those is in a Carry On film.
Expectant fathers can mimic the symptoms of their pregnant partners in some form or another. Though it's unusual to find such a rare case.
So, what are the symptoms then?
Well, it usually starts at the end of the first trimester. It's been reported that some fathers get morning sickness and even at a later stage, Braxton Hicks-style contraction. Has Mr. Chambers reported any strange food cravings?
Well, now you mention it, he has been eating rather a lot of pineapple.
There you go. The French call it couvard, which I think loosely means hatching. It's most pronounced during the second trimester, about the 4 or 5 month stage of pregnancy.
Well, that would certainly explain the extraordinary range of symptoms.
Well, it's controversial. A lot of people don't think the condition exists.
I can see why. I've never come across it.
Well, check out this website. Should find some more details there.
When did this happen?
A couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago, and you waited until now to say something.
I couldn't face it. I'm not well. I couldn't handle it.
I thought they said you were indispensable.
That's what I thought. Then a few months back, the bank started using this IT helpline in Ireland, and they cut back my hours.
That's when you started working from home a couple of days a week.
I made up the shortfall for my savings. I wanted you to finish your classroom training without freaking out.
That was thoughtful.
Then a couple of weeks ago, they let the whole department go.
This isn't happening.
No warning, no payoff.
I don't believe this.
And now all my savings are gone. Our credit cards are maxed out, and I don't know what to do.
What about psychological factors?
It's possible.
Well, if the husband felt anxious or angry about the birth of the baby and the changes it might bring.
Actually, when Annie was pregnant, it was amazing how our moods matched. You know, up, down, happy, sad. We even started craving the same food, mostly Chinese.
Well, it sounds like we might be on the right track then.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Well, thank you for the advice. You know, I'll check out these references and maybe a second visit's in order.
You've been lying to me for months.
I didn't want to upset you or the baby.
Have you started looking for another job?
Not exactly. It's difficult. I've been sending out the odd CV, but I'm not feeling all that great.
What if I knew things were this bad? I wouldn't have left my job.
I told you to hang in there, but you wouldn't listen, would you?
Why didn't you say something? Instead of curling up sick on the sofa.
I dropped enough hints, but you're so wrapped up in yourself and the baby, you never actually listened to a word I say. If you actually shut up and sat still for one moment, I might have told you. But what's the point?
You're pathetic.
And you're the one who wanted to start a family. I wanted to wait until we were more financially secure. But oh no! Once again, Lila got her way.
It's a bit late to say that now.
I said it 1,000,000 times and you never listened. In the end, I gave in to stop you moaning on about it day in and day out. We've only been married 18 months. Now a kid's gonna come along and spoil everything.
Oh.
Lila, what's going on?
It's over.
Why? What's happened?
I'm going to stay with my mum across town.
I thought you were working things out.
So did I. Travis lied to me about his job. He lied to me about wanting the baby. And to cap it all, he blames me for his so-called illness.
But Lila...
The only thing that is wrong with Travis is that he lies through his teeth.
Look, listen, I've come back because I think I might know what's wrong with Travis.
There is nothing wrong with him.
You both need to hear what I've got to say.
It's too late. I've had enough.
No, listen, you can't drive in this state. Just wait a couple of minutes and hear what I've got to tell you.
Are any of Joe's patients still here? I've got half an hour free.
Oh, stop it.
Okay, be off then.
All right, see you later. Hello, Mill Health Centre.
Oh, hi. Is Dr. Clay there, please?
I'm sorry, he's out at the moment. Can I take a message?
Oh, it's his sister. I've been trying to call him all morning. Tell him to keep his phone on.
He's been busy with patients all day, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. Well, can you tell him to call me when he has a second, please?
Yep, I will do. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is crazy.
Couvard is a rare condition, but it's not unknown.
I don't get it.
So what's new?
Well, at least you now know why you've been eating so oddly.
If I've got this thing, are the symptoms going to get worse, or...?
Well, you won't get full-blown contractions or start producing breast milk, if that's what you mean.
And what about all the other stuff? You know, I can't face another week like this one.
The only known cure for Couvard is birth, but that will come soon enough.
So I've got another 4 months of this?
Probably. But you might feel a bit better as the bigger issues are out in the open.
At last.
Lila, you have to understand that your husband's condition is genuine, and it's clearly been made worse by the stress that he's been under.
Well, sharing his problems might have made things easier. How can you have a sympathetic pregnancy when you don't even want the baby?
I know you'll find this hard to believe right now, but the intensity of Travis's symptoms show how close you are as a couple. You clearly have a very strong bond.
Yeah, right.
Travis's body is responding and adjusting to the baby the same as yours.
So I see.
But, Lai, I'm sorry about what I said about not wanting the baby.
You said it now. You can't take it back.
Well, can't you see? I want a family as much as you do. That's why I love you. That's why I married you.
I never knew you were in so much trouble at work.
I know, I should have told you.
No more secrets, okay?
Okay. And I'll do it properly this time.
You ever thought about marriage guidance?
Not with my track record, no. My husband wasn't keen on having kids, to say the least. But he can't bear to be away from Brecon for more than a few hours at a time, and you'll probably be the same.
Let's hope so.
Good luck to you both. You know, the only advice I'd give is enjoy yourselves while you can and get plenty of sleep. I'll see myself out.
heard what she said.
Which bit?
About enjoying ourselves before it's too late.
Yeah, that's good advice.
You mean it?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Kim.
You sure?
Yeah, work can stay at mine after the game, and then you can pick him up the next day. It'll be fun to be Uncle Jimmy again.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, we can have lunch, catch up. It's been far too long.
Yeah,
I'll pick someone nice for my treat. How's that?
sounds good. So I'll see you then, yeah?
Definitely, yeah. See ya.
Bye.
Kyla loses her cool and Mark's wedding proposal doesn't quite go as planned. The first of 2 visits to Holby City this week. That's tonight at 8 here on BBC One.